I really, okay, thank you. So people who are doing things in the community, they want to do things for the community, we're definitely looking for. Because the committee is just as good as the people in it. You know, so we've just completed a very successful business conference. We had some of the city agencies come in. Sorry, there's a train coming. Oh, thank you. We put a train to leave. So as I was saying, we just completed a business conference in May, oh no, April. We had small business solutions come in and talk about all the resources that were there that they offer. We had the Department of Workers Protection come because they do the licensing as well and offer their resources, a whole lot of stuff that they do. So we had different people come in, and what we were so happy to see was that a lot of people were taking notes. So that meant that the conference was successful and it had information that people needed and could use. So we were very, very happy about that. That was our first business conference. So we're going to be building up on that to bring in different people in the community to help people. One thing that we noticed was that a lot of people was interested in credit repair. You know, that seemed to be a pitfall that many people found themselves in, you know. So that's one of the things that we're going to try to do next time as well, try to get some people to come and help people clean up their credit, you know. So, like I said, the committee is just as good as the people inside it. So we're always looking for people who are ready to, willing, able to do some work, get their feet wet, roll up their sleeves, and do the work. Presently, 2 people from the committee are online with you right there. While I'm here waiting for the other people to come in. So right now, it's just me and waiting for everybody to come in. Like I said, it's probably because it's a nice day. People may have forgotten that we have a meeting today. And they probably,
So Joyce, it wasn't on the calendar.
but we know that, well, Hansel was telling me, but we know that we meet every Tuesday. I mean, first Tuesday of every month.
Sure, I understand that. However, it was not on the calendar. You know, like we have to document things correctly. So it was not documented correctly. Just pointing out that fact.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I had a question mark about it. And then because it wasn't on the calendar, and then there was no agenda or reminder sent out 3 days prior as it's supposed to. So yeah, when we got the reminder today, I scrambled.
Did you call the office to confirm?
No, I asked at the general meeting.
You asked at the general meeting.
I asked at last general meeting when they handed out the calendar and it wasn't on there.
Well, I don't work in an office.
No, I know, but still, like we gotta get, you know, that's a good reason for why people may not attend, be on here,
Yeah.
not just because it's a nice day and they're rolling in.
Well, I know that is every Tuesday. Sometimes I don't even look at the calendar.
I understand, but you know, for Joyce, for people that are new, like myself, this is my first year, and you know, we're trying to recruit new members. Documentation is really important because we don't have the institutional knowledge. If it's our first year, we need that help.
Oh, the office. I'll let the office know. Come on in. Hi.
I'm having a meeting with yourself?
No, there are people online.
Online?
Yes.
Why they not here?
Mr. Rogers, nice to see you.
Yes.
A pleasure.
Come on in and happy anniversary.
Oh, they didn't get it.
Well, we've been in contact and communication with each other, you know.
Oh, and after you done for 20 years, is that how?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
You heard you.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right, I'm not gonna get you. Oh, okay. I got you. Take the seat. That's smart. I know that you all know. I told you, don't mess with her.
Hey, do not get in the crossfire.
Okay.
Yes, keep it moving. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yo, what you looking for? What you leave?
something I thought I brought, let me sign them, let me act right up here. And then you gonna go to you, something I found from 400 years ago, wait till I show you.
So we have people online already, and
Did you get my
No,
note?
no pen.
I did.
Let me hold it.
Well, I gave you a couple of.
Well, let me say which one. Which one? Maybe I should ask you which one.
As far as today, I guess I probably could be the first presentation.
Yes, you had told me. That's why I was greeting you at the door. I said, congratulations.
Oh,
You
oh.
didn't hear me.
Yeah.
So you had
I
told
was
me.
so excited to see I shouldn't say my friend.
Shall we go back from the heaven mirror?
I was just, you know, I was getting all kind of flashbacks. You know? My head started to hurt. Upside my
You
head.
just got older, you ain't no better, that's the way you always
And people,
was, just like
I'm
that.
sorry that you guys, I'm see, I know that
Yeah, they are. They
you're
are.
wondering what the hell is going on, but
Now, you know that the Bible
it's all about
says,
love. We've been in this
No, I'm
community
talking
for a
to
long
coaching.
time.
the bylaw says, you're supposed to get your behind to the meeting, that's what the bylaws, and that's what
Well-
the chair said. But we go past that, Joyce,
Oh,
here,
what's that? You.
wait till you turn it over. It fell behind the, one of the flag calendars. Look at the date on there. Oh, yeah. Yes.
You are that dress. It's fabulous.
Well, you know who I got it from. You
You
can tell him, and I found it, I said, oh my God, I never thanked her properly.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
wow.
Yeah.
See, that's why you should come to the meeting, so you see.
I don't know who that is there in the thing. Turn it over, turn it over and then turn it, yeah, that's what happened, flip it over now, no, close it. Now flip it upside down, close it and turn it.
Turn it
Yeah,
upside down.
because see, that's what happened, it got printed on
way
the
did you
wrong
see the-
side,
the
look on the
front?
front now,
The front.
the front. Now you know what happened.
You have to, you know, this should be a test.
It
No, psychological.
wasn't a psychological test for me, shoot, I found that, I said, no, you didn't.
So much.
Well, Joyce, it took me
Wow.
this long to say thank you, but thank
It's
you.
right on time.
Wow,
I appreciate this.
well, oh, wow. I cannot believe
You made this.
it.
This is a beautiful gift.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Wow, that's good. I appreciate it. All right. So, let's call the meeting to attention.
How many people we got not here?
The,
Let me see.
or,
But remember, darn it, where's my pen? You have an extra pen, Joyce? I sure don't have a pen. And that's not like me. I usually have a pen for everything. Don't have a pen in here anywhere. Uh-oh, don't tell no lies. I think we found a pen. Think so.
You got one?
I got a fork.
That's a pen right
You
there.
got your flash, how do you, are the meetings that long that you got?
Yeah.
You gotta pay-
Oh, no.
They used to be.
I found a pen.
You got a pen? Okay. All right.
No,
No, the meetings
No,
are.
this is a committee meeting. The
Yeah.
board meetings are still long. They're still long.
Nothing has changed, yeah, I
No.
know, you know, I'm no
Nah.
stranger to it.
And I was saying maybe because the weather was so nice, that's why people decided to take a walk. But our colleagues online, they said because it wasn't on
Well,
the agenda, right?
Oh,
calendar.
it wasn't, you know what? I almost missed it too, because I said, my computer, I can't get into it, it's not working right. And I said, wait a minute, this is the first Tuesday.
First Tuesday, right?
I better get there no matter what. You know, the first Tuesday.
I'm glad
is
it was,
supposed to
cause I
be.
was standing at the other door getting ready to
Right.
say, oh, they're closed, I can't get in. So if I had to say
So we
this,
going by.
cause I was here,
Wow.
cause I wanted to leave a little early, so I figured I would be early, but I was standing next
Wow.
door for
Wow.
about 10 minutes.
Wow.
Wow,
And for,
wow, wow.
and for those of you who know, I mean, dedication here, this is my anniversary.
Yes,
Oh, yeah?
And my
Yes.
wife was looking at me like, you're going, where?
yes, yes.
But I wanted to make
How
sure
many
that,
years?
That's why I want to start the meeting so that you
23.
can make your
23?
presentation.
right, well, you know, this is my.
To tell her that I know it isn't easy, and I'm really happy she made this many years.
Hey, you know, she's the third person.
Okay, so let's
Anyway.
start the meeting so that you can go
Well,
and take care of what
who
you
is,
take care
I don't know
of.
half these people. And I'm the coach here, I don't know half of them people.
Okay, so let's start with an introduction and then we get to know ourselves. Let me call the meeting to attention because we don't have a quorum,
Right?
so that we can continue. And the time is, has to record it first.
Where do you know how?
Sent me a link to this also. I was trying to.
It's
send
probably-
a link to someone.
Let's see.
Now who's that person looking scared like he can't find each other?
That's one of our people.
Awkward girl.
That's notes. That's more. I gotta find that recording button.
Now, what was the reason they didn't come here to the meeting?
I don't know. You know, I speak for myself.
And I know that the chair of the board said make them can get to the meetings in person.
Is it possible to?
You and them left, everybody left the office?
Send a link, like,
Okay, I think it is being recorded. Let's see. Yes.
It's being recorded.
Yeah, thank you, Heather.
so I can just send a copy. Because for some reason I lost the link, I was gonna send it to one.
You want to leave?
Yeah, or if I can give you the email,
No?
or.
Okay, let me see if I can pull it out, then we can. Start. Oh, dear. And then economic development, okay, here it is.
Wanna,
You want me to forward it to
you can,
you?
yeah, and then
What's your email again?
you can, the Harlem Tourism Board
Right.
at gmail.com. But actually,
I sent, you want, you have another email you want me to do?
yeah,
Okay, so take that one off?
yeah, because I'm here. And it just,
No, because it'll just come to you and then you can forward it.
yeah.
Hmm?
But sometimes I don't get that right, you know, I don't like.
Okay, so where should I send it? Okay, while we're doing this,
No, I'm saying I'll get. But don't let me, please continue, I will.
okay. Can we start by introducing ourselves? Let's start with the people online, please. We would like to know you. Welcome,
Are they the committee members?
everybody. so that you know who's online. All
Yeah,
right,
you
next
want,
up is-
you want to call out names, Miss Joyce, or do you
That's what I was
want
about to-
us to
that's
just
what I
start
was about
talking?
to do. That's what I was about to do. So since you started,
Okay,
Felipe.
sounds
you-
good. Hi, everybody. I'm Felipe Castillo. I'm a committee member.
Welcome. Uh-huh. Next person, Gretchen.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Keneally, and I'm also a committee member.
Okay. And our lovely Heather.
Thank you. I'm Heather Jason. I'm on the Landmarks Preservation and Parks Committee and the Health and Environment Committee with Community Board 9.
Yeah.
And our meeting for the Landmarks Preservation and Parks Committee is tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. It's the first Wednesday of the month.
First one's ever. Great. Awesome. Okay, Shantae.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shantae Styles, and I am a fairly new member of the committee. Looking to join the economic development to sit as a seat here.
Okay,
See,
wonderful.
Joyce, she's not typed in up here on the paper at all.
Because she hasn't been assigned. She hasn't been assigned. She's looking to see if she wants to join us. She's looking to see if this is her tribe.
You go, I'm too dumb.
Okay, all right. So, madam, please introduce yourself.
Who's
You.
You,
You.
All right, guys. I'm Marita Dunn. I'm the co-chair of Economic Development and the Development of the West Harlem Piers. I'm a former chair of this board, and I've been on the board from the first seat. Keep going. That's how long I've been here. Yeah, from the first seat community.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Joyce Adobe. I'm also co-chair for this committee. And great to have everybody here. So let's move on with the business. I know you have a presentation, that's why I said I wasn't gonna bother you to bother to speak stuff. We're going with you anyway. So let's do adoption. No, we can't even adopt anything.
No,
So we're going to the presentation because
Right.
we don't
that's
have.
Tony Rice. I'm dying to hear, so please go to the. Want to know what's
We
going on.
have with us this evening, Mr. Tony Rogers. He's the president of Harlem Tourism Board. And it has, today's also his wedding anniversary. And he's decided to come and spend some time with us before going to meet
Before he
his.
gets the divorce.
Right. All right, Mr. Rogers, it's a pleasure to have you here.
well, thank you. I did not expect such a fast turnaround, so I don't have a lot of information to give you, although I did send you a letter, which I would hope that you were able to let those who are interested for more information to give them what I sent you, because I tried to break it down in a way that gives the basic understanding of what it is, but if not, I can always send it back or resend it so that you can see it. And we are starting to.
You should have my email too, to send to post.
And
Actually, send it to Yutha. Yutha send it to both of us.
Oh, then I gotta get on mine because there's a problem, okay.
but anyway,
Right.
just as a brief introduction, my name is William Anthony Rogers. And when people see that in the paper, whatever they say, that's right, you know, for most people, that is totally right. I've been in the community for some time. As a co-founder of Harlem League, it just celebrated its 50th anniversary this year. This year will be 51 years of that. Before getting into that, I was administrator at the City College of New York, and this is where Miss Dunn used to beat me up all the time. And Ted, I understand Ted is still.
Ted is still here, yeah.
Oh, my God. And many of the other people on the board, I was the head of urban affairs for, actually, I served 5 presidents there. So I've been around for a minute between Harlem Week and City College, many of the things, WCR, many of the programs at City College I was able to work with in conjunction with Community Board 9, which is why I understand the importance of making sure that even before I go to the electives, I like to, I go,
Community
I want to go
support.
to the foundation so that when I get that support, I, you know, being around for a while. And what this is that the focus of the Harlem Tourism Board is to use the Harlem hospitality and tourism industry as an economic development tool to
Correct.
generate jobs,
Mhm.
career development, all of the things that tourism does in any other place. I mean, wherever you go, whatever city you go to, there is a major, New York has its NYC and Company,
Right.
or well, now it's NYC and Tours. So
Oh.
every city has its entity that will deal with a campaign in order to increase tourism. What the tourism board, one of the projects that we're going to launch in August at a summit is the Harlem, the greater Harlem area, which is comprised of community boards 9, 10, 11, and 12. Combine those populations, which is an old statistics, and I know it's not more, a lot of people don't talk in the census, but nevertheless, from what we know is well over 600,000 people.
Mhm.
And when you look at the cities throughout the country, many of them, well, it would make the greater Harlem area the 26th largest city in the country,
Oh, wow.
larger than Miami,
Wow.
larger than Atlanta, and almost as large as Baltimore. If you look at the statistics, like Miami has about 400,000 plus. We have 600,000 plus in those 4 community boards. So
Wow.
we're developing a campaign entitled A City Within a City. And the City Within the City campaign is to do what most cities do. If you have a city, you have a way, a marketing campaign to
Right.
promote what
Mhm.
you have.
Mhm.
So in our city within the city, the greater Harlem area, combining those 4 community boards, we have hundreds of restaurants. We have 50 or more museums or historic landmarks. We have more colleges and universities than in any towns and hospital. But the idea, we're talking about cultural tourism, and when you talk about cultural tourism,
Right.
you're talking about people who are coming in order to deal with the culture.
Mhm.
Now, it's great to be able to get people from outside of this captured area. I mean, but with tourism and the tariffs and many of the things that are happening, it's not always a good strategy to plan on something that's already kind of diminishing until you exhaust all of the things that you have. So we have 600,000 plus people. If we could develop a campaign to get a small percentage of the people from Community Board 11 to come to a restaurant and do something in Community Board 9, and vice versa, because in many cases, there are people who have restaurants in their block that they've never been to.
True.
So it's not unfair to say that there are people in Community Board 11 that have never been to a restaurant in Community Board 9. So a campaign working with the community boards and elected officials and community-based organizations to create and of course, others are all welcome, but we're just looking at, we want to focus on that 600,000 plus community, just like any city would have an entity, and that is where the tourism board, that's what we do, but we can only do that with the help of those who want to be involved. And a lot of it is just about communication, being able to work together. And that's what the summit will be on August the 14th. It'll be at the Marriott for between 12 and 4. We'll give you that.
When is it?
August the 14th. And it'll be at the Harlem Marriott. And the idea there is to bring the community boards together, representatives from the community boards, representatives from many of the museums, to begin to
Good location.
come to an understanding. And even up until the 14th, we're looking at a number of different things, like creating an app, a city within the city app, so that it will have all of the hotel,
All of the whatever's.
all of the whatever you might need. What I'm asking here is one, to support the initiative. So when I go to those who are in power, I can say,
Yes.
well, I've been to the community board.
Yes,
And they
yes,
feel that that's a good idea.
yes, all of West Harlem, yes.
To identify whatever types of resources. The Harlem Tourism Board, we have it's almost like the Knicks. We have a starting five, but we don't have a strong bench. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening. So, and what I mean by that is that anyone who may feel that they would like to be involved as far as the community board 9 to help develop strategies as to how we might be able to create this campaign, whether it's restaurants. Some people will say, well, maybe we should have some sort of a city discount pass where different restaurants or whatever in different boroughs not boroughs.
Can I make a suggestion since you started? I think public relations advertising thing, there should be a big sign that says Harlem, a city within a city. Below that, it should say, get to know it.
Hey,
I like
I
that,
like that too. Matter of fact, you have to send me the tape.
right?
Get it together, that's what it should
I like
start saying.
Hey, well,
This is what I do, I just, figure out what will sell.
again, I was.
Say one more time.
Harlem,
Harlem,
a city within a city,
city, a city,
and then what I said, get to know it now.
get to know it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Get to know it now. Or get to know it, take out
That's
now,
it.
get to know it. Will sell properly. There you go. That's
And
best.
we can add, and plus, when you see the stuff that I sent as it relates to the hundreds of restaurants, over 50 museums and places of interest, a festival for every season,
Yeah.
but then we have the Harlem Week and we have all of these different types of programs,
Right.
not to mention, the Studio Museum in Harlem is opening this year.
Yeah,
The
the Black Theater.
and that's this here. I'm sure that there's stuff that's happening.
So you make sure you get to her event. When is that event, Jay?
It's this Saturday and the 21st.
This here Saturday?
Uh-huh.
The 7th.
So the 7th at Jackie Robinson Park, the 21st on St. Nicholas Avenue.
That's the one I'm talking about, not
21st.
It's the 21st. That's because if you don't get to anyone, get to the one on the 21st, because that's the big one.
Okay, well, I know there's a wellness event that the Uptown Underground. I did not know that there was at least 40 wellness organizations in Upper Manhattan.
Could be here.
Well, before COVID, it was because, I used to always do, I don't want to get past who need to do it. But I, for many years, I did the Holistic Wellness Week and
Harlem Week.
it wasn't that many. Anyway,
Well, that's.
we'll send me the information. I'll make sure that I do that, but that's pretty much the support. If anyone would like to help as far as the marketing and the things that we're doing, that would be fine. I would like to have each of the community boards, though, find a way to communicate to each other to see how, because I want to try to, in the campaign, is to bring everyone together. You know, instead of West Harlem, we're a city within the city.
Right,
So how can we help each other?
right.
And that's really
What I would suggest is time now to deal while this area of, the weather. Get the sign made hard. A city with it.
Where would we put a sign like that?
I'm sorry?
You said get a sign made,
Yeah,
but
you can get a sign made that you can put on the sidewalk, but you can also take a picture of it and send it to everybody else to use and send out. The problem is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I said, I mean, we can put that in, we could get it out. Let me ask you this
Okay.
before I leave. I don't wanna be plagiarism, but
Yes.
can I use your statement?
Yes.
So it might not be a sign, it might be something else, an email blast, something like that, but I wanna, and I'll give you credit for.
And I'm not about, understand me clearly, I am not about the credit. The first aspect, the first thing I'm about is the dollar and the selling of my community.
Well,
Because the people here have to benefit by what is going on somewhere else. So if we got tourism coming downtown, they need to come up here and share some of it here.
but what I'm saying, and that is true, but what the focus of this is, and I have to run after this. The focus of this is that that's gravy. I look at that for this particular campaign, that's gravy, because they're coming in. This campaign is the focus on the people who are already here. The
Yeah.
people who are, that 600,000 plus, how do you market to them and see? Because out of that, that allows, for if we can get that interface moving, there could be some self-sustaining opportunities.
Yes, now, before you run,
Yes,
before you run.
or if there are any questions,
Yeah, I have a question, and everybody knows what that question is going to be.
Wait, hold on, please, sorry. So, I know you were the first speak, so there are some of us, and I say some of us because I'm included as well, who are promoting the cultural activities in 11, 9, 12. I do the New York City Multicultural Festival,
Okay.
and we bring the whole of New York City here to Harlem. So the Multicultural Festival is multicultural. All the different countries that are in this country,
Believe that.
you see them on stage right here in
That's right.
Harlem. And in addition to that, we do the Multicultural Festival Crawl, which is a calendar of cultural events all over the New York City. So that people can come on our website and they see what's going on. Maybe they're not even able to see, they don't know what's going on, because there's so many things going on in the city,
Yes.
you know?
So many things going on in
So
the city within the city.
Within the city, exactly, you know, so I'm happy that most of the stuff that we do have on our website is here in Harlem. It's taking place here in Harlem, so that people can come and look at it. Now, I'm also dealing in tourism. You know, I take people to Nigeria every year, but also.
Except me, but then.
You coming too, but. Yeah, I know, I remember.
I've been begging to go for 3
You
seasons.
should have seen me dancing all over Ghana. Anyway, but I think it's important for us to, okay, and also there's Nomad. They do this, you know, it's beautiful. This is the arts stroll. And Ewan, she's gonna talk about hers as well. She does something as well. I've been meaning, me personally, I've been meaning to come to talk to you for a long, very, very, very long time. It's just.
All things everyone is supposed to.
Exactly, you know, about Harlem tourism. So I'm happy that you are in this direction. I would like to participate, however, August is when I take people to Nigeria. I won't be here, you know.
Well, before you leave, I'm sure that there are many things, and that's the whole point.
I'll be here though, don't worry, I'll be watching you.
Okay,
You hear me already tell you, this is what I think you should do next, I'm there.
matter of fact, probably, and you guys know the boards better than I, but it would probably even be good to have, an advisory committee made up of members from community board 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that when we start to do more of the marketing, to know, well, what are the 10 best restaurants, or the 5 best restaurants that you would recommend to be first in this app? Or where, are the 5
Where do
to
you
6
dine in
best,
Harlem? What different types of
so that,
restaurants do you
so
have
that
in
we
Harlem?
can truly be able to market or promote the places that most people don't know about. If you go to this and you want to see what's happening in 10, you can see where the museums are and the recommended restaurants. If you want to go to 11, you can see all of that. And there are younger people who know more about this than I do. But there are other things that can be done when you start looking at it that way.
And because this is a and you speak, please, you speak, and because this is such a multicultural community, right? So you wanna, right, so you wanna also look at touching the multicultural composition of this community, of this.
It's a city within the city.
Absolutely.
It's like, we would like, the Harlem Tourism Board would like to be like the NYC and company.
NYC and company.
NYC and company represents the county.
Oh, New York and California.
That's what, this is so frustrating, I must say. I absolutely must say.
Talk to you
You
and.
know. Who are you with, sir?
Huh?
What organization is this? I just popped in.
Oh,
Tony
yes,
Rogers?
she does.
Huh?
This is Tony Rogers, you in?
This
You
is
know-
Tony. So Tony is talking as if he doesn't know what I do. And he doesn't know about Harlem One Stop. I mean, you're talking as if this is something new and boundary breaking, you know?
No, you, and he's not talking as if he doesn't know you. He knows quite a lot. You and I both.
He knows a lot about what I do and how long I've been doing, and that we work in the tourism space. That's not to say that nobody else should work in the tourism space, but we've served as a representative, a local contact for the NYC and company since 2013, and what you're doing is it's nothing new, and it doesn't support anyone else's project. You're coming in like, this is, first of all, we're not a city within a city. If anything, we're a village within a city, but we're certainly not a city within a city.
No, we're a city within a city. I don't want to be a village.
We're not a city within a city, but that's just an advertising tag. It says nothing about Harlem.
Can I make a point of order, please, that we're interrupting the presenter? It's really hard to listen, and I'm sure it's probably confusing when you're there, but we should try to at least stick to
Can I
the
just call
rules of
people to
order.
speak, please?
Well, we're talking.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm
Good
sorry.
night.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Please. Because we cannot be here and 5 people talk at the same time. And somebody, and then we have 10 million referees. So I will call people to speak so that we can have one voice. And I know that Mr. Rogers has to leave very soon. So, and let's just try to cut what we have to say to just no more than 3 minutes, please. So that everybody has an opportunity to say something and we're out of here. Okay.
Well,
So-
there's for other people who had questions. I know Ewing had hers, and I will respond to her, but is there any other questions? And I can just see if there's something outside. I think Ewing came in late, so she didn't get the full understanding of what I was trying to say, so I'll say that again, or maybe she did, but I think that,
Yes,
Good.
we'll
Absolutely.
just take questions, comments, we can take later on, and you and Mr. Rogers know each other very well. I'm sure you guys can have a
Figure it
private
out.
yeah,
conversation.
she's part of
Figure
the
it out.
Harlem Tourism
Exactly,
Committee.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions, please? Okay, there are no questions. All right. thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Right.
Okay, so could I have just so that you can understand what I was saying, because it's
Okay.
important.
All right, go ahead, you can,
And I'll just take 3 minutes now.
sure, 3 minutes, please, and I am counting.
I understand. What the function of the Harlem Tourism Board is to promote the tourism.
Mhm.
And all that I'm saying is that whoever is doing tours, whatever those things are, we promote them, not necessarily to do anything, but this is a concept of bringing 4 community boards together. And the whole idea of a city within a city is that the population of those 4 community boards is equivalent to the 26th largest city in America. So.
And so is the mix.
So the idea is that how do you utilize that? How do you capitalize that? And how do you use that as a tourism tool? And the marketing and all of those things. And that's what we do. Everybody, that's what the
Well-
tourism board is supposed to do. That's our function. They're using
Well,
all of tourism and hospitality industry as a tool. So that's what I'm
Well-
saying. And I hope that I can get support from the community board. Now, I'm going to each community board and
Very good,
using the same spill. And
Yeah.
as I said before, we'll have information coming out. There will be a conference on August, during Harlem week, on August the 14th, from 12 to 4, to allow for the museums, restaurants, whatever, to talk about this. We're looking at maybe.
You gave me the date, but you didn't tell me where. I got August 14th.
At the Marriott on 125th Street.
Oh, okay.
But all of this stuff, we will, one of my roles, and hopefully there may be people who may be interested in working with me, to make sure that all of this information is given to the members and the people who need to know it. And to do that in each one of the boards. And that's.
Get with both of us. If she has a stream and I have a stream.
So, I would suggest, as you speak to the community boards, also speak to those people who do tours, to see whether they would like to come together. I mean,
Well, that's the whole.
Explain to them the
I
importance
know,
of the involvement.
right,
That's the.
Yeah.
the thing is that we are all doing similar things. And, it's important that we try to come together and join resources. That's what I believe, that's what I try to do, so I hope, people can join you and so that we can all be bigger.
You have to try to do things. I mean, it may or may not be, I've been doing this for a long time. I know some of the ins and outs and some of those things, but nevertheless, as president of the Harlem Tourism Board, one of the things that, and I, like many others, I'm not gonna be president for much longer, but I would like to leave something that I think that can bring community boards together. And I don't, in my time, I have not seen a program that could bring community boards together to try to work as one, promoting each other.
What,
Well, Boza did that. Boza tried that. Boza Rivers, that was an initiative for him. But I would like to say, and seriously, it is a request. If the board wants me to present Harlem One Stop, because every time I join these committees, it's as if Harlem One Stop does not exist or acknowledged by the community board. And hearing this conversation, I feel that, maybe I should present Harlem One Stop again. And I'm going to ask the board for a letter of support and resolution for the initiatives that we are doing. It's about time. This is very disrespectful of the work that Harlem One Stop and the West Harlem Community Preservation organization have done in this board and across Harlem. Now, you're trying to, the Harlem Tourism Board, driven by, let me finish, please. Let me finish. Driven by this NYC design project, now wants to rebrand Harlem, which has nothing, which is based on the numbers of people, has nothing to do with the culture. And I think, how can you brand a community without conversation with the people who live here? That is kind of, so frankly, I'm frustrated and very tired of all these efforts that just support individual initiatives. And most of these initiatives, this is not only directed to you, Tony. There are many out there who claims that it's all about bringing people together, and it's a lot of crap. Okay? I don't think Harlem One Stop is the only one in recent memory. I mean, there was a Harlem Strategic Initiative back I just found the thing, in the 1980s. There has not been that strong an effort in doing so. And we have worked and I've built this Harlem One Stop and the work on Harlem as a destination based on the culture and the history of this place. Since 2012. And the conversation that I hear in this board at different committees is just, it's just outrageous and disrespectful for the work that we have done.
He has to go.
Only thing that I can say is that I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm 78 years old, and I have to take. I was Mr. Mom, so I wasn't making a lot of money at that. So if I'm not doing this because I think it's a good idea, you hear those big knees?
I hear that.
My daughter. I'm 78. My daughter said, you should act your age. You running out here like you was the community board.
Teenager, right?
But I love you. We have had this kind of conversation since.
Now all of us are gonna have it. You, me, and you.
I know you are.
Okay.
But
Okay.
and in any way that I can help you, let's do an interview. Let's do some things. I'm not trying to.
But I mean. You know why I think it's disrespectful, Tony? Because we're not strangers. And, you could easily reach out and let me know, saying this is what you're doing and how. That's what I object to. But this is not the forum for this conversation. But I am serious about reintroducing Harlem One Stop to this board.
Well, let me just say thank you for coming.
But thank you.
Because the Economic Development Committee should be involved in this. Go ahead. I know why you came. Absolutely right.
And you knows that she does great work. I have a great deal of respect.
Thank you. We know.
Nothing changes. I've been here enough. I've been here for 50 years, so I know.
and I know. So that's cool that they know. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Okay. Right.
Where are we now?
Let's see. Josh is not here.
Some people,
Committee meeting. They're not here. So we're going to old business. Any old business for us to discuss?
one of the things that I know, I gotta see the young person, because the definition by
There is some old, not old business.
Is someone speaking? If anybody wants to speak, please, y'all, it's hot. Raise your hand either or.
I apologize, Joyce, but I have a new computer and I can't find the raise hand function. That's what I've been trying to do all evening. So I apologize.
As Marita does, I'm getting ready to talk about the West Harlem Cares and the fact that the area between St. Clair's Place and 131st Street, that area where all of the cyclists go between north and south, needs to be properly defined and cleared out. So that when young people come to cross over to the pier area, it's a safe area. That definitely has to be addressed and should already have been addressed. So definitely has to be addressed under the West Harlem Piers. Under economic development, I have personally been looking at the different businesses to see who's going out, who's in, who's expanding, and what's going on. And honestly, from economic development, there is definitely something missing. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know it is missing. And because it's missing, the businesses, especially the smaller ones, does not have the unity and support that they need. I watch them on 125th Street all the time, so I know what I'm talking about. So those are the things that, as co-chair of economic development, I'm looking at and I am interested in. And what I would appreciate is if you would send me to my email all the information involving your efforts so that we are all on the same page when
I would love to. I would love to. And
no problem.
I just want to announce, I haven't even read the email, but my project man, because it's been so busy yesterday and today, but my project manager, who is handling the organizing of the merchant organizing SBS effort, just flagged that we were approved for an NYC Avenue grant. The notification was sent day before yesterday. I have not seen it, but as soon as I've been able to review it, we will come to the board to introduce it. I think there's a lot happening in West Harlem. We just need to share that information in a productive and supportive way.
And
That's
not
a
all-
unified, and that is what is frustrating to me, because the economic development committee is could be a very important committee in Community Board 9 if we all work together and come up with, I've said this over and over again over the years, that we need a clear vision for what we mean by economic development. And once we come to a shared vision of what economic development means for Community Board 9, then we can work towards that goal. But what I see here in this district is that nobody works together. No one, and there's a duplication, and each, I know what the reasons are. We all know what the reasons are. We each going after the paltry dollars, so, and we each want to make our organization visible so that we can get more funding. And that's good on one level, but overall, it's not good for the community because it doesn't move the community forward. And we need to take a serious look on that, So this duplication and overlapping all of that, it takes us nowhere. But anyway, maybe in September, we can present what we're doing for the summer, Marita. There are a lot of vacancies.
Wait a minute. You're going to present in September what you're doing for the summer that's in front of September?
No, Mother, because we are going on
Because
vacation.
you're going on vacation. Yeah, but I'll be more than happy to communicate with you, throughout the summer. And if we can work together, and I can hear what your goals are, then certainly, But
Let me make something clear, because I don't want to misunderstanding. The board's committees do not meet in the summer. However, any committee that has a reason or an issue they want to have a committee meeting can and must have it. It is not that that is the requirement, but if the committee says, oh, we need to have a meeting in July to get this straight, we can have that meeting.
Okay, well, I leave that up to you. I'm not asking for you to break the cycle. I mean, I am here,
Okay.
and
And then, like I said, get the information because you know I've been here long. You and I know how long.
yes,
All right.
yeah,
So,
we just have to get our
yeah,
ducks in, especially at this time, especially, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. All right, that works.
okay.
Well, all I can say, Ewan, is that you can't. Well,
You're dropping out. I don't know who was speaking.
it's Joyce.
Yeah, you're dropped it.
Okay.
Could you repeat what you said, please?
I say that, you know, we haven't been in the game as long as Mr. Rogers, but we're not newbies either.
But
People will always try to replicate what we do. I've come to the decision of not even worrying about it because if I
I'm
worry,
not, no, I'm not worried about it. Frustration is different from being worried about something. I'm
yeah,
not,
but, you know,
but it's frustrating because we're not moving the community or the district forward because of
So
all
what I'm
this
trying to say-
nonsense.
So what I'm trying to say, Ewan, is this. I've seen it many times with people trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. But I just hold on to what I'm doing. And eventually you see people fall apart. Because that's not what they're supposed to be doing. But the more, and I'm also of the mindset that the more that we do to improve this community, the better. So I don't have any qualms about anyone, like they said, okay, Joyce, there's another festival that's happening the same day as yours. That's fine.
That's variety.
Nothing.
That doesn't bother me. I'm talking about the overall vision for the, and working to that's what I'm talking about.
Available. I support whatever you do. I support what he does. I support what everybody does. You all do amazing work. And I do amazing work as well. So I think we'll just try to find a way of how we can work together. It's really where we should be going. We're all that doing.
It's about a shared vision, right? And you can continue doing what you're doing. Everybody can continue what they're doing, but there's got to be a basic vision that we all buy into to move the community forward. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's trying to do, to have us come together and have a discussion. Everybody knows you.
That doesn't mean anything to me. The tourism board, let me say, the tourism board has been, I forget how long they've been around, but they don't do tourism, so to speak. They do outbound stuff. I know what he does. They do outbound stuff, trips to the continent of Africa. I forget which country they go to, and they have a relationship with. That's their primary thing. And you do something similar, but that's a part of a big part of their mission, right? To develop cross-cultural and trade between, I think it's Nigeria.
No, it's Ghana.
It's Ghana. Oh, Ghana and New
Nigeria.
York. Yeah.
Where I'm from.
Yeah, you're Nigeria. They're Ghana.
Let me
That's,
tell y'all something. Every day now, y'all are all going to Barbados because that's where my family sent me for my birthday. They paid the airfare, the hotel, the food, everything. It was a birthday present to recognize the island I'm from, Barbados. Now let's go. You don't got to go to Africa, just go down the street. Next,
I have my African food in Barbados.
damn well sure.
Yeah?
Well, yes,
Okay.
yes, there is.
Cause we're the same people anyway.
And, but there's an African restaurant in Barbados.
I'm coming with you.
All right, I tell you, so you know, I didn't even know how to develop Barbados
Major,
was
huh?
till I went, I'm a major, till I went there the other, that's, oh
You
my
know, my
God.
chief of staff, her grandmother came from there, so she wants to go.
Well, tell her get ready.
So we will go
You
with,
never know, cause the girl at the bank that I've been dealing with, she's my primary bank agent. She went on vacation. I said, where's she going? I said, what's she doing on vacation? All right, I'm sorry, you, but now you know, in terms of you, if you don't mind, share some printed information with me, cause I'm really behind now.
okay, all right, folks.
You what?
Yes,
She's there.
Okay.
yeah. I'm sorry, did someone say something?
Yeah, she was just
I
requesting.
said, share some information with me because I realize I'm behind now. Share your information on my email.
Okay.
Okay, baby.
Seriously, people have gone on vacation because this is the last meeting. This is the last meeting. Clothette is in somewhere. She told me, oh, she's in Nigeria, actually.
Who is?
Clothette.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. John Martin, I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either when I was over
Yeah.
there, and I was right there by him.
Anybody took there.
What's with Chris Barry?
Chris Barry, she's, I don't know, I
Well,
was.
she doesn't miss a meeting, John doesn't miss a meeting, John Martin.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting
They
that,
took a leave of
you know what I think happened? I think it came up so fast.
Mm.
Cause I almost missed, I said, oh shit, it's this Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Cause the first and the second came right behind the holiday, I almost missed this. So I guess that's what they did.
Now, I think after the conference, everybody just like, okay, we did this, we done this, we're happy, we're gone.
No, cause
Taking
they
a
were all
vacation.
there last month.
Yes, the
All
report.
right. Then that's
The report, and that was it. Okay, do
Okay.
you have any new business?
Well, Joshua Christopher is not here, so he can't talk about the West Hall.
Yeah, there's so many things that we
Um,
don't discuss, but.
The DJ
I-
task force.
Yes,
Talking about West Harlem Piers, Marita, I think also there's that issue that no one is talking about at West Harlem Piers, and people are moving ahead. And that is that building, the project that is proposed at 135th, to build over the
Yeah,
Amtrak.
maybe
That's not dead.
And that's the Marine Transfer Station.
Not the Marine Transfer Station. That's another issue. I'm talking about that what is it? The L-shaped building along 12th Avenue
May I
where
speak up?
Culver used to be. The what?
And what used to be?
Question, what did you say?
I'm asking if I can speak up. I'm
Yes,
asking permission from
yes.
the chair to speak. Well, I need to be recognized by the chair.
Okay.
yes, Christian, I was
Yes.
going to bring you up to talk about it, the new business, because I did read your email. So please shed more light on that, please.
Well, the first thing I was just gonna respond. So the development that Ewan's referring to is 701 West 134th West 135th Street. It's one of the projects that's very controversial with housing and has a lot to do the fact that Sean Abreu and the city council voted in favor of rezoning it, despite the board and lots of opposition, contributed to apparently a lot of the drama that's going on. I did know it happens to be owned by my landlords, which is why, like, sort of outside the board, I'm familiar with this project because I have terrible landlords and I didn't want them to get the rezoning. But I noticed when I went by the other day that it's now listed for sale, but you're right, the rezoning did go through. I don't, but it is for sale, but that's also what these landlords' MO is. They buy these buildings and they either kick out the stabilized tenants or they lobby the government to get them rezoned, and then they turn around and flip them for like 3 times what they paid for them.
Right.
So, I just thought it was interesting. I haven't had a chance to dig in deeper into it, because I noticed that it's for sale. I also went to the sanitation department did a presentation for the Marine Transfer Station at 59th Street. And so I went to that just out of curiosity, but also to try and see if I could get some information. And so I spoke to somebody fairly high up with the sanitation department, and I didn't say like, oh, I'm with Community Board 9 or anything. I just was like, oh, this is so cool. We have one of these up in my neighborhood, and it's not in great shape. And she said as much as they have no idea what to do with it.
What?
Let me finish, please. Confirmed that sanitation still owns it and that they have zero desire to sell it. And so that obviously isn't an official position, but I thought it was interesting insight. That nothing is on their radar. Like it seems as though they're perfectly happy letting it crumble into the ground, which is basically what we've all kind of experienced anyway. But it was interesting to get that sort of off the record information about what at least the internal chatter within the Department of Sanitation is. There was the article that I sent as well that it does seem like it's on some people's radar, but I think again, like kind of going back to the theme of the night is not working in silos on these things. And I'm not accusing anyone of doing that, but like, you know, we've had so many discussions on the Marine Transfer Station only to find that article and realize that We Act is already looking at it again. It's been put back in their plate. So maybe, I'm not in favor of creating another meeting for meeting's sake, but having some sort of at least like, hey, anyone that's interested in the future of this building, let's come together and have a meeting. And at least then everybody can get on the same page as opposed to us continuing to work in silos. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up that again, kind of interesting that we found out about it through public information, just being out there, that Felipe sent was the new tourism speedboat that's going to be operated out of the West Harlem Piers this summer.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I would just also like, while I have the floor for a moment, I would just like to hopefully reiterate the importance of maintaining the rules of order when we're in these meetings. And, this is not a reflection directly on you, Ewan, but like not being a member of the committee or the board and having an open mic able to interrupt at any time, I think is sort of counterproductive to the discussion that we're having. So I know it may sound like I'm a bit of a stick in the mud when it comes to that stuff, but especially when we can't all be there in person and read social cues off of faces and realize when somebody's hand is raised, I think it's extra important for us to try and abide by the meeting rules that we're supposed to. That's it. I'm done.
I appreciate the comment, Gresham. As I said, I couldn't find
You know
the
what,
hand thing,
You
so.
win,
yeah.
please. I really would not want this committee to degenerate into the type of committee where people start throwing verbal jabs at each other. I think we're bigger than that. And let the co-chairs do their job as referees, please. Let the co-chairs be the one to,
Determine recognition of who speaks.
we
Chase.
can't have members doing the job of the co-chairs or disregarding what the
Speaking out of
co-chairs is trying to achieve. We're trying to put peace here so that we can get the work done and everybody can go home in happiness and joy. Because we all busy and we have that stress at work, which we don't want to bring here. So I don't like to talk to people as if they're children. I don't like to talk at people. I like to talk with people. And I don't appreciate being talked at either because I'm not a child. So let's please watch the way we talk to each other, what we say to each other, and how we say it to each other, please. There are many issues that we need to talk about. It's unfortunate that many of our people are not here. And it's a problem. I have to say it out loud that when we have programs to do, committee members are not all present, putting their hands together and resources together to get the work done. I'm not happy about that. Now we did the business conference. I know how many people worked on that. Now we have all these issues here. How many people are gonna be there to work on these issues? Or would I get the same excuses? I'm busy, I can't do it, I'm busy. I hold a lot of positions in the community, but yet still I come and I do the work that I'm supposed to do. Our district is being decimated. We have a lot of things to work on. Yes, Gretchen, you're bringing all this stuff up. But then if we say let's meet during the summertime, who's gonna be available to meet? When are we gonna get this work done? Who's gonna do it? Because surely just two people cannot do this work. So let's know what we're about. And if people
Let me speak.
feel that, if people feel that they don't wanna do the work, please ask to go to another committee. Rather than, we're here, we're all busy. But we have issues in this district that need to be addressed. And not just coming here only and talking about it, we need to do things about it. Go ahead, co-chair.
I just want to say that I want to be very, very, very clear. Committee members need to be in person because it's very important when you're all there and you know who's who. If you go somewhere else, you know who that person is because you've seen them in the committee you're involved in. That's number one. Number two, timing of each person is very important because the longer one person speaks, the less time the other person has, and that's also very important. And lastly, if you notice, I usually don't say too much. I sit and I listen. But I was chair of this board. I'm the longest, no, Ted Kovaloff and I are the longest continuing membership of this board. Therefore, if I find it necessary to get involved on any level about procedure and how we're going to handle it, you better believe I am the bottom line. Thank you for your time.
Right now, if anyone has something to talk about the new business, that's what we're going to talk about. Any new business, if there's no new business, no one to talk about a new business, we will adjourn the meeting. I do not want this to be a back and forth meeting. I am tired. You go home and rest. I've been working.
Oh, there's nobody, I make a motion to adjourn. Ain't nobody here to say second, so that's it. It's adjourned.
I see somebody has their hands raised. Let's
Oh,
acknowledge that.
recognize
Nicole
whoever it
Carter,
is.
I see your hand is raised.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Good evening. I'm sorry I joined late, but because I was not aware of the time, my name is Nicole Carter. I came to your meeting, I feel like last year. I represent the organization Ladies of Hope Ministry. And we had an event in Harlem at the Harlem School of the Arts. It was the economic summit last year. And this year we having a weekend again of empowerment. And I wanted to share the information with all of the committees. I can give it with Ashley, the staff member of Board 9, but I just wanted to personally come on to the committees to just introduce myself and say I will be coming into things to promote the loan, but it's a great opportunity for West Harlem and specifically West Harlem because the grant is from West Harlem Development Corp, one of them. But one of the other funders is DCLA. So we're going to have the event at the Dwyer. We're also going to use the Columbia. And then there's going to be a Sunday evening dinner for different participants who join through the Eventbrite. And like I said, I'll share it with Ashley, but I just wanted to inform the committee of this opportunity. Yes.
Nicole?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is not a formal presentation, right? Not the one.
It's not a formal presentation at all. I am a committee chair for this same committee in the Bronx. I will never do that. I just wanted to say good evening, tell y'all that I'm gonna send something to Ashley, and then just kind of reintroduce myself to you guys. I know this is the last month of meetings. If you guys adjourn like we do in the Bronx for the summer, But if not, I just wanted to share that and give an opportunity so the community could know about this amazing event that the Loam is going to give to Harlem again this year.
All
That's
right.
all.
No, we didn't know that you were a sister committee.
Okay.
Sister board. I think you would have started with that. 'Cause we know
Oh,
that.
okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, in the Bronx. So I'm in the Bronx. Vanessa just recognized me. I was nervous. Yeah, I'm new to this. So I apologize because I was not doing a presentation.
Not a
But
problem.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you say you're gonna send the information to Yutha?
Yeah,
The-
to Ashley. I think if her name is Ashley, yes.
That's fine. Yeah, she'll send it out so that we can see it.
Okay, yes, it's an Eventbrite. We just launched it today. Everyone can sign up, sign up, sign up. And it's a whole full week and you'll see everything on the Eventbrite, okay?
All right, thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So we have come, this one. We have come to the end of our meeting. Is there a motion to move for adjournment? You moved already.
I know I do.
Okay. Who wants to second? I'll
You.
second it, because I'm the only one here. Ah, Lord have mercy. All right, so the meeting is adjourned. At the time is 7:58. 58. Oh,
Oh, no. Stop.
yeah, I know.